Just a summary of that because it'd be a half-hour reading otherwise. So you start here. Lazarus and his two sisters, Mary and Martha, were friends of Jesus. When Lazarus fell ill, his sister sent a message to Jesus. Lord, the one you love is sick. When Jesus heard the news, he waited 2 more days before going to Lazarus' hometown of Bethany. Jesus knew that he would do a great miracle for God's glory, and therefore he was not in a hurry. When Jesus arrived in Bethany, Lazarus had already been dead and in the tomb for 4 days. When Martha discovered that Jesus was on his way, she went out to meet him. Lord, she said, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Jesus told Martha, your brother will rise again, but Martha thought he was talking about the final resurrection of the dead. Then Jesus said these important words, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live, even though he dies, and whoever lives and believes in me will never die. Martha then went and told Mary that Jesus wanted to see her. Jesus had not been entered into the village, most likely to avoid the stirring and crowd calling attention to himself. The tomb of Bethany was not far from Jerusalem, where the Jewish leaders were plotting against Jesus. When Mary met Jesus, she was grieving with strong emotion over her brother's death. The Jews with her were also weeping and mourning, deeply moved by their grief. Jesus wept with them. Jesus then went to the tomb of Lazarus with Mary, Martha, and the rest of the mourners. There he asked them to remove the stone and cover the hillside burial place. Jesus looked up to heaven and prayed to his Father, closing with these words, Lazarus, come out. When Lazarus came out of the tomb, Jesus told the people to remove his grave clothes. As a result of his incredible miracle, many people put their faith in Jesus. So what we can get from this is, while you may want to pray and pray and pray, and it seems like nothing's happening, never give up faith. And usually something good is going to come of it. A personal experience from that is one of my best friends from high school died, and he went through cancer and it was a battle for about a year, and I prayed and prayed and prayed, and it just felt like nothing was happening, and then he passed away, and it really started having myself guess, what's going on here? Where's Jesus? I thought, if you prayed enough, he was going to help you out. And in hindsight, what it did was it brought my group of friends from high school, they were all friends, it brought us so close, and today, I would trust my wife with any of those guys that were there with me. So, no matter what, you may want to give up sometimes, but never do it, because in one way or another, God's going to show himself to you guys.